The National Hurricane Center's tracking of Bertha in the Gulf is a reminder that we are still very much in hurricane season. It's never too late to assess your family's hurricane plan, to think about where you'd ride out a storm, to secure your insurance documents and other important paperwork in the event of an evacuation, or to storm harden your home. Don't forget that WEDU is a valuable resource to you. Our PBS station is a member of the Florida Public Radio Emergency Network, providing important public safety information before, during, and immediately after a storm. Business leaders do not have the luxury of waiting until there's another storm on the horizon to start hardening their sites to hurricane impacts. In St. Petersburg, the campus of Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital is in the middle of a $33.7 million storm resilience project that's expected to take the next 3, possibly 5 years to fully complete. The person leading that effort is Justin Olson, the hospital's vice president and chief operating officer, and he joins us now to tell us about that important work. First of all, thank you for coming in and welcome.
Thanks for having me.
The hospital suffered $1.5 million in damages from the hurricanes, primarily Hurricane Milton 2 years ago. What would you say were the hardest hit areas of your infrastructure that you're working on now?
Yeah, we had a lot of water damage. Water came through places we never expected water to come through, and it wasn't seawater, it was wind-driven rain. And so we had flooding on multiple levels coming through multiple windows. So we had to repair all of the flooring and then also our roofing, as well as really reseal all of the windows to ensure that we don't have that happen again.
Wow. During the hurricanes, you had approximately 200 children and their family members stay in the hospital, also had the staff members who were there. Moving them out is not really an option.
No.
So how did things like the sewer, the water, the electric hold up?
Yeah, well, they did not, and you're right. We are full of critically ill children. There's really nowhere else they could go, and so of course families are part of that, and we want them to be there. During really Helene, we lost very little, but in the Milton, we lost water. City water went out. We lost sewer at points. We lost electricity. And the way that we're able to survive that is we've actually thought through this for many years and have redundancies built into place. We can generate our own power. We have wells that go into the ground to pump our own water. So because of that pre-planning and learning from every storm, we're able to continue our care even when conditions get really terribly hairy outside, which is what happened.
And that's when your federal and state training comes in, and it's part of your background as well as in emergency response.
Absolutely. So as a healthcare organization, we spend a lot of time on emergency management and programming and planning for what that would look like. Hurricanes are one example. Obviously, you can think of many other examples where we prepare for that. So I've had the opportunity to lead hospitals for the last 20 years, and through that, we always are working to make sure we're ready for whatever may come towards us with respect to it.
The list of storm hardening items is very long. You've got quite a responsibility. You've got the roof, digging separate water wells for fire protection, strengthening the exterior doors to the helipad, the ER, the main entrance, installing transformers at the energy plant. I mean, the list just goes on and on. $5 million in septic tanks, $12 million relocating the steam line. And that's something that I'd like to ask you about. Sure. Steam line sounds like something that is not code critical, and yet it is. Tell us what happened and how you're addressing that.
It is absolutely essential to the operation of a hospital. Without steam, we would have to close down. Steam provides sterilization for equipment so that we can make sure we have the right conditions to do surgery, but it also regulates the temperature in the building so that we have the heat can counteract the cooling, so it's actually a reasonable temperature. And then lastly, it's hot water. Without steam, we wouldn't have hot water. So essentially, it would require an evacuation if we didn't have steam.
Oh my gosh.
We lost the steam line. It was actually punctured by a outside sign that fell and went through the soil and pierced it. But we had already recognized it as a weakness in previous storms because it runs underground and it's getting wet. And the steam pipe is creating, it's eroding. So we immediately really realized we had to move it to be more proximate to the hospital. So it is a $12 million project, and it will go live at the end of this coming August. Another month, we hope to go live with it, producing steam on site, contiguous to the hospital, so we don't have to worry about that risk in future storms and other sort of emergencies.
And just moments ago, you were telling me about securing the flow of blood to the hospital in key areas. Tell us about the change that's being done so that you can make sure that that's secure.
Sure. As we assessed really our operation, our blood bank where we produce blood for transfusion to patients was in a building that's connected to the hospital but is not in the hospital proper. Because they have to cross bridges in order to get the blood to our hospital, in a really extreme storm event, we would not be able to get that blood over, would have to stop transportation. We just decided that was too much of a risk. So we have relocated our blood bank, and it will open here in a few months, into the core of the hospital, just again to eliminate any risk in the future.